welcome back to Tank Storm again. Tonight I'm gonna do something different. Normally I talk about Dragon Stars, action figures, toys in general, action figures. But last night was the premiere on TNT of AEW Dynamite. And I tuned in because I was really interested. I grew up in the era of the Attitude Era, or whatever you want to call it. I know there's been many different eras in the WWF or now the WWE, but it will always be the WWF to me. The Attitude Era was the greatest era in sports entertainment to me. Come on, let's face it. You had The Rock, Austin. That rivalry was the greatest, in my opinion, of sports entertainment. You also had Triple H, DX, Kurt Angle. You can't beat that era, but I was interested to see what AEW had to offer, because I think WWE, which is now called, is getting kind of stale, and when you have a monopoly on everything, you kind of get lazy, that's my opinion. And I think they need someone to push them, which AEW will do. And I was impressed with, overall everything last night. Of course, there were some botches, which happens all the time in wrestling. But I know Cody Rhodes, the Young Bucks, and they're trying to make this thing happen. And I think it's impressive so far. I don't think anybody can take down Vince McMahon and the WWE at this point, but I think they need someone to push them to be better, as does anybody in business. But overall, I thought the presentation, the storytelling was pretty good. Of course, there are some botches in some of the matches, but that happens all the time in wrestling. But I think Cody and everybody there, Chris Jericho, they're doing a good job. I was flipping back and forth between Dynamite and Next, which is WWE's developmental league. Sorry, and I tune into that sometimes, and I like it. And I know Finn Balor was on there last night, and they're trying to do things to compete with AEW, because I think they feel kind of threatened with what's going on in that, rightfully so, because I think AEW overall is doing a hell of a job. I just hope they don't make the same mistakes WCW and let's say TNA, which is still around, make. But I know back in the day, WCW would sign a lot of former WWF talent, which AEW does, because I know Jack Swagger or Jake Hagar, whatever you want to call him nowadays, appeared last night, which, I wasn't even a big fan of him in WWE, but I was surprised to see him, because I know he's in MMA right now and doing pretty well, so I was kind of baffled to see him, but it was cool to see him. It was a surprise to everybody. So overall, I think the presentation was pretty damn good. And I know Cody and the Young Bucks and everybody involved they're working hard, along with Chris Jericho, which Jericho's still around. I know he's their champion right now, and I know he's doing what he needs to do. He's a heel, and he brought in Jake Hagar, whatever the hell you want to call him, Jack Swagger, that's what he is to me, to be part of his heel stable, which is pretty cool. I wasn't even a big fan of Jack Swagger back when he was in WWE, but it was cool to see him. And I know John Moxley made an appearance. I know he was injured, and Kenny Omega. You know, they got that whole beef going on. But overall, I thought AEW did pretty good. I was impressed. I mean, I saw, was it Rio and Nyla Rose, that's inaugural women's title championship match. It's pretty good for what it was. I know they're trying to do the whole David and Goliath thing with Rio and Nyla Rose. I mean, there was quite a few botches in that match, but I mean, it's pretty good. The storytelling is not bad, in my opinion. I know they got a lot of work to do if they want to try to take down WWE, which people think that's what they're doing, but I think they're just trying to make a name for themselves. I mean, healthy competition in any sport or any company or any business is good because it pushes that other company or person to be better. And I think we'll all benefit as wrestling fans from that. So I hope Vince is kind of scared of Cody and AEW, because I think, again, like I said earlier, I think they're getting kind of stale and lazy. I mean, they have a lot of talent on that roster, but I think they dropped the ball on a lot of stuff. Again, that's just my opinion, but I'm hoping AEW does become successful, because healthy competition is never a bad thing. So, I mean, I was impressed. But, I mean, that main event match was kind of, there's a lot going on in there. Again, Moxley showed up and attacked Omega, and then at the end you had just a lot of stuff going on. You had the Young Bucks, you had LAX, you had just a lot of stuff. Jericho, and Cody came out, and then Hagar. Just a lot was going on in that match, and I understand they were trying to introduce a lot of different stuff, but I mean, I was impressed overall. I mean, the presentation was good, the storytelling, but from what I thought was pretty good. So I'm looking forward to see what they got going on in the future, and I really think they could push WWE to be better. I don't think they'll ever topple them, but because Vince, I mean, smart guy. Triple H, I think, smart dude. So I think they know they're a threat in a sense. But I'm interested to see what happens and all that. So I mean, this is a short video. I just thought I would comment on the whole AEW premiere on TNT, which I will be tuning into. And I know Next is on at the same time, and they're trying to go head to head in that time slot. Now it's flipping back and forth. I like Next. I think Next is better, than Raw and SmackDown sometimes, because you got hungry people trying to make the main roster. I know they brought Finn Balor back, like I said earlier, which was cool. I just think WWE knows AEW could be a threat. But yeah, that's my opinion on what went down last night with the whole, let's say, I guess the Wednesday Night Wars now. It used to be the Monday Night Wars between WCW and WWF, which was great. So yeah, that's what I think about it. And I mean, I just love doing these videos, and I think I'll try to spread out in different avenues, rather than just the whole Dragon Stars and action figure stuff. Because, I mean, like I said, I grew up in the era of the Attitude Era, which is the greatest era ever. I mean, the PG era just sucks. So, I mean, yeah, I was quite pleased with what I saw at AEW, and I'm hoping they can do more in the future, which I know they will. So, yeah, thanks for tuning in. And again, this is just a real short video. I just wanted to comment on what I thought of everything going on in sports entertainment or wrestling. And yeah, God bless and have a good night.